One day you will meet the person you could have become, and that meeting will either feel like pride or regret. There is something far heavier than heartbreak, heavier than rejection, even heavier than failure. Regret. Not the small kind that fades after a few days, the kind that returns years later, when you finally sit alone with your thoughts and allow yourself to be honest. Regret is quiet when you are young, but it becomes louder as time passes. And the truth most people never hear is this: regret rarely comes from making the wrong decision. It comes from never making one at all. From the moments when you stayed silent instead of speaking, when you held back instead of trying, when you hesitated instead of taking the risk. Life continued moving forward while you stood still. That is where regret begins, not in failure, but in hesitation. It appears slowly at first, then it grows stronger, especially in quiet moments, late at night, when the noise of the world fades and the questions begin to surface. What if I had tried? What if I had not given up so quickly? What if I had used the time I was given more wisely? These questions do not attack the past. They attack the future, because deep down, there is an understanding that something was possible, that there was potential waiting to be used, that there were opportunities that required only one thing: movement. Yet movement never came. Perhaps the most painful moment arrives when you begin to see the life that could have existed, the person you might have become, the experiences you might have had, the impact you might have made. And in that realization, the truth becomes clear. It was not ability that was missing, it was courage. But regret is not only a source of pain, it is also a message, a signal that something in your life must change. Regret acts as a mirror, forcing you to see the gap between the life you are living and the life you know you are capable of building. It asks a simple but uncomfortable question: what hurts more, trying and failing, or remaining the same while watching your potential slowly disappear? Most people avoid that question, but those who answer it honestly discover something important. There is still time. You are not as late as you think. You are not as far behind as your mind tells you. What matters is not how much time is already passed, but what you decide to do with the time that remains. Regret exists for one reason: to remind you that the present moment still holds power. Every day offers a chance to move differently, to take the risk you once avoided, to begin the work you once postponed, to speak the words you once kept inside. None of these steps require perfection. They require only decision. The pain of discipline, effort, and uncertainty may appear intimidating, but it is temporary. The pain of regret, however, is different. It lingers quietly in the background of life, resurfacing whenever you encounter a reminder of what might have been. And the most difficult realization of all is knowing that many of those regrets could have been avoided with a single act of courage. That is why the moment in front of you matters more than the years behind you. Because the story of your life is still being written. It is shaped not by what you once avoided, but by what you choose to do now. You can continue waiting for the perfect moment, or you can recognize that the perfect moment rarely arrives. Action creates the moment, movement creates the path, and courage creates the life that once seemed impossible. The choice is always the same: remain where you are, or step forward despite uncertainty. Only one of those paths leads away from regret, and it begins with the decision you make today. The choice is yours.